I know eventually in my career I'm gonna have Grammys. I have come a very long way. Nothing else matters. Like winning, not winning, it doesn't matter. It just matters that they get to see a girl from the hood take these steps and continue to take these steps.
Grammy goes to
Bonnie Bear.
I didn't understand the power that that man had to start to completely blackball me for the rest of my career.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, The Unpopular Party, hosted by me, Malik Taylor. And today, we are going to be talking about Nicki Minaj and why she's blackballed from the industry, why she don't have a Grammy, and why she'll probably, unfortunately, never get a Grammy. And it's a topic that can be lost in translation if you don't have muscle memory. But I remember everything from point A to point B because I was just a nosy 7th grader. And I paid attention to a lot of details. So, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much for all the love, support, all that you guys send my way. Keep subscribing. We're like at the halfway point to 70K. And for today's topic, if you are a Nicki Minaj fan, comment your favorite Nicki Minaj song. To pop it off, me personally, my top 3. Can anybody hear me? Freedom and Barbie Dangerous. So comment your favorite, and without further ado, let's just start with the video. So, do I even have to do an introduction? We all know Nicki Minaj. We all have seen her from the pink wig, thick, giving whiplash. To some of us, Nicki Minaj is our childhood. We was introduced to this Barbie. Nicki Minaj, Nicki Lewinsky, Nicki Ninja, Nicki House with Barbie. Nicki not only has had a hell of a career, but she still has a career that's still relevant and going on to this day. When Nicki first entered the industry, she came in swinging. I'm talking hit after hit, verse after verse. And she came in very confident, and not only confident, but very passionate about her craft. Some people took it as, oh, she got the big head. She's too cocky for me. Or some people thought she was a woman who knew what she wanted, how she wanted it, when she wanted it.
Once again, and get it. Step your cookies up. I'm Nicki Minaj, the infamous Nicki Minaj. To Harry Trickle Barbie. Step your cookies up. Cute.
Get so much love from pretty fly bitches. The bum bitches be hating, but it's expected. But
and she gave middle school me a time of my life, especially when she released Pink Friday in 2010, which, fun fact, a friend had to tell me this, Pink Friday has no mention of sex, which I have to be like, you're really right. Pink Friday is mostly just talking about how she's passionate about this. You know, you got a moment for like Super Bass may have a little undertone, but it's not really talking about sex. She ain't really trying to hit that to Anaconda, which that era is a different video. But now let's pretend that we're a time traveler. Let's go all the way back in time to 2012, the year that we thought the world was gonna end. In which, in hindsight, it really did. Matter of fact, it really could have. If it was gonna be like this in hindsight, y'all could have took us out in 2012. But now, 2012 was Nicki year. And it was the year we was gonna see if her work was really gonna pay off, because it was Grammy season. Now, no matter who you are, every artist wants to be recognized for their talent. And to that, the highest regard is a Grammy. And in 2012, Nicki Minaj was nominated for the Best New Artist Grammy. And it was an exciting time for her. Mind you, at this time, Nicki was getting good press, good radio coverage. And when I say good press, you know what I mean? Like the documentary, A&R executives saying, oh yeah, she's a very headstrong woman. She has a good career. So it was really playing in her favor. And she did do the Grammy promotional videos leading up to that event.
getting ready for the Grammys.
And Nicki's been working on her surprise face in case she wins.
Yep. Check this out.
Move. My lips ain't going like What you want me to do? Boom, still going.
When I was at the Grammys last year, it was like I didn't even exist. And then to now be performing and to be nominated, it's a big deal. I'm not gonna be nervous about winning because I really don't think I'm gonna win anything. The way I look at it is, I know eventually in my career I'm gonna have Grammys. This year is just about being nominated and feeling grateful. Feeling like my fans and I have come a very long way. And we're just gonna celebrate this moment. Like nothing else matters. Like winning, not winning, it doesn't matter. It just matters that they get to see a girl from the hood go, take these steps and continue to take these steps just with hard work.
Now, before we get into the infamous controversy, okay, like I said, put in your time travel glasses because I need to take you in this exact moment. Let me add some context and backstory so you can at least feel what I'm trying to say. The 2012 Grammy Award was a sad occasion. Reason being because that was the year that Whitney Houston passed away. And I don't mean like passed away earlier that year, passed away like the night before the Grammy. Like guests such as Alicia Keys and Britney Spears, they're arriving to the hotel on that Saturday to like literally a crime scene. Cause Whitney Houston just passed away, and even to this day I've been like, Whitney, you know you ain't got no business leaving us. So a lot of people were grieving. My mama, oh, she was tore up. I never forget, my dad was like, you need to turn on the news, your girl passed away. I was like, who? She said, what? Hold on, let me call my mama. Y'all like when I call my mama and ask her what she felt the day Whitney Houston passed away.
What is it, boy?
Ma,
What?
I'm filming a YouTube video. I need you to tell the people what it was like when you found out the day Whitney Houston passed away.
Oh my God, that was a sad moment. I'll never forget, I was walking through the house and your dad looked at me and he said, Whitney Houston just passed, and I just froze. And I just couldn't process it. It took me a minute to literally process.
Yeah, cause that, I'm sorry, what you?
And it took me a minute to process. Then, the usual checking the news, calling people on the phone. That was like a family member. I mean, I was a Whitney Houston fan way before you was born. I mean, I'll never forget asking for the Whitney Houston cassette of her on that motorcycle. I mean, and I think your auntie gave it to me for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, honey. I mean, that was a family member passed away. I was hurt. I was so sad, and it took me a minute to get over.
Yeah, I remember you.
I still haven't gotten over Whitney. I still play her music to this day. I am Whitney Houston #1 fan.
All right now, I remember you made me record the funeral. I remember that.
Oh, I sure did, because I was at work and I told you to record it. Yes.
All right, Ma, I'm gonna finish this video. I'm gonna call you back.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Told you, Whitney hurt everybody. So a lot of people was grieving. A lot of people was in a state of shock. And this happened on Saturday. And the next biggest event actually covered this was the Grammys. So everybody's gonna be tuned in to see like, how are they gonna do this? Like, what are y'all gonna do? How are y'all gonna work the Grammy show? Can y'all come together with a new concept? Can y'all come together with a new tribute? It was in a disarray. Such a disarray in such a short amount of time. It was a mess, it was unexpected, and the best words I can use is it was shocking. Now that I got you caught up on the behind the scenes, let's talk about Nicki Minaj at 2012 Grammys. Now, Nicki has always been an animated character. That's nothing new, and that's kind of like one of the reasons that draw me to Nicki Minaj. She always been the one to do stuff like they don't understand, but I like that. And she was always introducing new characters like Roman. She has a theatric background, and she wanted to stay true to that for her second appearance at the Grammys. But like I stated, the tone of the night was grief. So imagine you grieving, and then here come Nicki Minaj dressed in this red coat with a priest next to her. People's like, huh? Like, I never forget the reaction on Twitter. Nowadays, they probably would have been cut. Like, you probably would have been gagged. Back then, because I vividly remember it on Twitter. What was Nicki thinking? What is she doing? Illuminati confirmed. And it did not make it any better when she did her performance. I believe the theme was like the sacrifice of Roman. And you got this performance where it's like a seance. Is that the word? No, an exorcism. Exorcism, there you go. But it was like, whoa.
Where is the child? It's upstairs. Hello, my child. What's your name?
So YouTube is definitely gonna copyright me if I let this audio play, but that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. I know this by heart. Take your medication, Roman. Take a short vacation, Roman. You'll be okay. Stop it, mother. That's gone mad. Roman holiday, oh Roman holiday. You done? You tight? You suck at life? You don't want to drown, you stuff for try. Well, just a clean, get your mic pad. Keep it real, bitch, get a wipe for air. Anyway, darling, go get me fired. I got to know this. You tell that. You're fucking pale there. Take your medication, Roman. Take a short vacation, Roman. You'll be okay. Mother, stop. Please. You need to know your... I can't take it, mother. Please stop. Leave me alone, mother. I hate you. Witch. Twitch. And this right here, more. And this right here might make a bitch cry. And this right here gonna make a bitch cry. And then we were honest, I'm a straight guy. But this is what I do when a bitch cry. I'm put it in a dungeon. No, the bitch ain't eating it. What the fuck name me? Hold up this hoe. And yes, maybe if I'm tortured, come on with trans, go right to bitch. I take your man. Let me say, I ate that. Give me my 10s in the comment section because I literally ate that. Whoa. Now, I remember seeing this in real time. In Twitter expression, people were gagged, but like not in a good way. They were dragging Nicki all over the timeline and basically saying like she didn't read the room. They were saying stuff like, this is already a night where people are grieving and they are sad from the untimely death of Whitney Houston. And here you are doing this, it was tone deaf. That's what people are saying. They crying and you levitating in the air. You just had to be there. Now, following that moment, you may be wondering, well, did Nicki get that Grammy? No, Nicki did not get that Grammy. But to me, the look on her face when she didn't win, it was like, it says it all.
For a Grammy is one of the greatest feelings in the world. Winning a Grammy feels even better. These are the nominees for Best New Artist. The Band Perry, Bon Iver, J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, Skrillex. Great new artists. Get ready for the Grammys, everybody. Grammy goes to
Bon Iver!
So the next day, the media let her have it.
And now an open letter to Nicki Minaj. Dear Nicki, what the f was this? Yes, during this year's Grammy Awards, an evening filled with class and tribute, Nicki Minaj put on a performance that was, how do we put this?
It was the worst Grammy performance I've ever seen in my entire life.
Left the audience wanting more. Lady Gaga, because that's who Nicki wants to be.
It was some weird Exorcist performance art thing that didn't work. It was terrible. It sucked. It was embarrassing.
It got backlash for the Roman Catholic Church because they felt like she was mocking them.
Nicki Minaj has responded to her controversial Grammy performance. Yesterday, the Catholic League slammed Nicki's performance of Roman Holiday, saying, quote, perhaps the most vulgar part was the sexual statement that showed a scantily clad female dancer stretching backwards while an altar boy knelt between her legs in prayer. Now, Nicki explained her take on it to Ryan Seacrest, saying it was sort of like Roman's coming out party, and she thought the performance was a total success. She said, quote, it's funny because it was the most comfortable I've been in my entire life. So, guess she won't be apologizing anytime soon. But really, we weren't expecting her to.
And it was at that moment, my younger self, I saw the shift. Prior to that, Nicki would get some backlash, but it was just like falling to the wayside. But it seemed like there was still a middleman there to, minimize the press. Or just like someone on her side. This time, it was like, oh, they threw her to the wolves. It was like, I'm done talking. Especially when I give you more information about that infamous performance. Now, the Grammys, of course, they had to save face. But Nicki has stated that the Grammys always knew what her performance was gonna be. They knew the concept, they knew the setup. The Grammys knew what was going on. And it was right before she was set to go on stage that they wanted her to change it. Now, Nicki has always stated it wouldn't have been an issue to change it. But Nicki was saying like, you're telling me like literally like 5 minutes before I'm about to go on stage that you either don't want me to perform and you feel like it's tone deaf or you want me to change it. We don't have time. In her mind, I've been doing my part. I've been promoting this event and I've been telling my fans I'm going to perform. So no, I'm going on that stage and I'm performing. They did not like that. It's like, you gotta understand the Grammys, those are some powerful people. In my Jackie Christie voice as the producer, she's the executive of the show. But now for real, the Grammys, those are some powerful people. Notice how we the people, we don't both get these Grammys. It's like an anonymous committee of people that decides who get the Grammys. So you telling these powerful higher ups no and you're gonna perform? Oh yeah. They're like, oh yeah, we gotta get her out of here. Get her out of here and take her fucking Hennessy and sippy cup away from her.
I didn't understand the power that man had to start to completely blackball me for the rest of my career. When I was about to go on stage, I was told by my then management that the people from the Grammy wanted to speak to me. They came into my dressing room. We don't want you to perform anymore. And I was already ready to go on stage. And they were like, well, because of the passing of Whitney Houston, they came the day of the show and told me not to perform. And I said, no, I'm gonna perform, of course. When the performance came out and it received backlash from the Catholic Church, Ken Ehrlich reached out to my then management and said, can you please tell Nicki to stop speaking about it? So he basically told me, you go out there or else. And when I went out there, because now all of my fans are expecting a performance, I'm not gonna just not perform. And I just did all this to promote your show and to get viewers.
Right.
So I went out there, and he blackballed me for the rest of my career. The producers at the Grammys knew what song I was gonna do in advance. The reason why a song like Monster or what, you name it, doesn't have a Grammy, that's why. It's because a little black girl thought that she could go against this powerful white man and say, no, I'm gonna perform. You're not making any sense. I promoted the show for you, and this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because of that little backlash, he told me I should have basically lied and said the Grammys didn't know what I was gonna perform, which made no sense. Somebody would have believed that anyway.
You want my personal opinion? Okay, let's just get you real quick. Don't tell nobody I said this. I feel like that was her Illuminati audition. High elites, higher ups, we just talk and just kick it. You know, that was the process to probably take her to the next level. But when she talked back and she didn't comply, when they told her to jump and she didn't jump, oh, we finna throw you to the wolves. Cause like Nicki said, they didn't know what the performance was gonna be. So had Whitney Houston not passed away, they probably would have let her do what she do and let her pass that level and give her the Grammy. But, you know, Whitney Houston passing away, and it's like, you know, read the room. They weren't expecting this girl to say no. That's just my little conspiracy theory. Now, that situation, that was supposed to be Nicki Minaj's career unalive. She was supposed to be canceled after that situation, like MIA did when she put the middle finger up at the Super Bowl. Or she was supposed to be never thought again, like, you know, Tierra Marie. The only thing, my personal opinion, the only thing that kept Nicki Minaj's name in rotation and kept getting her to different heights was this powerful fan base named The Bar. I kid you not, this is me talking, but if I had to be a betting man, I don't think an industry has seen an artist be so protected by their fan base. Because you gotta keep in mind, Nicki Minaj, she came up in the beginning of the social media days. So she'll be on Twitter and MySpace and stuff, you know, talking to her fans, giving them advice, paying for tuition. It's a bond like no other. A lot of people are not gonna get it. So whenever Nicki puts something out, The Barbs just always love to support. Like they bought, streamed, supported. Like they really had her back. That's why The Barbs are so protective of Nicki. They seen it all. Notice, Nicki has always stated it's corporate giants and machines that go against her because those really are the ones that dislike her. And you know, the Barbs can see that. And I'm not saying Nicki Minaj is perfect because to me, it's no such thing as a perfect celebrity. You gotta do something to get to the top. But I do feel like Nicki wrongdoings do get highlighted a lot more in the media and headlines, and people can just kind of run with that. Like, I do feel like they try to get rid of her, but the craft is so good. And I'm gonna give you some examples of just stuff that I've seen of like the big headlines of them just like, wait a minute. Like the hate train era of 2018, you just had to be there. I never forget, it was DJs banding together to stop playing Nicki Minaj on the radio. It all started with DJ Self being messy when Nicki was doing her album promotion. DJ Self was trying to get messy and trying to stir some stuff up. I said, you think you got a better album than most female rappers? It's just being messy. And folks was peeping like the animosity during the interview. So they was like, they would never just attack a random female rapper like that other than Nicki Minaj. What did Nicki do for DJ Self to have that kind of animosity? And Nicki was like, he's mad because I refused to give him a drop or a hug. He was just up there dissing the beat, thinking that would make me F with him. LMAO. Joke's on you. Once again, dummy. Passed up on your meal ticket. Now you got crumbs for your table. Your reality TV H just used to be respected as a DJ. And that's when DJ Self and Nicki Minaj was going back and forth. Nicki was like, well, should I tell people what you told me about her? You want me to spread that rumor? You're bitter and it shows. Suck a and go get that crummy VH1 chicken, which, oh my gosh, that line right there, put a pin in it, because that opened up a whole different can of worms. DJ Self said Nicki was lying and he never asked for a hug or a drop, but you know, DJ Self be lying too. But this is the kicker. DJ Envy come in with a bass in his voice I ain't never heard before and gonna say something, oh yeah, I'm sticking with Envy. If Nicki tried to threaten Envy, I'm sticking with Self. If Nicki tried to threaten Self, I'm sticking with him, and all the DJs skin together, and we not finna play her music.
I just don't like the threat. Like you know, Nicki can have an opinion on Self can have his opinion on Nicki, but when you start saying, I got hungry N-words that's gonna come up there. Nah, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Are all the DJs gonna form like Voltron and stop playing our records? I don't want y'all to do this.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have a conversation with Self first. I'm gonna have a conversation with Self.
They being honest on the microphone.
I don't care. You don't threaten no DJ over his opinion. Now, if Self says something foul and disrespectful, then yeah, it's all good, but not over his opinion. If his opinion is this, and then all of a sudden you're gonna send somebody to come see him, nah. But I'm gonna have a conversation with Self today, and because I'm hoping Nicki didn't mean it that way, and knowing Nicki, I don't think she meant it that way. But if she meant it that way, you damn right. And every DJ on this station better stop playing.
And then last year when he going through his little tax invasion stuff and when nobody messing with him, he was like, oh, I ain't mean it like that. I meant like me, but I don't have control.
Tweet, she said, remember how cocky DJ Envy was when he was saying he blackballs my music on the radio? Ask yourself, how could a DJ get away with that behavior?
I said the same thing.
I did not know that happened. What was the reason behind it, though? Because we know Nicki does not forget. And I know that I've heard y'all play our records, actually last week.
I guess this was like 5-6 years ago. I guess DJ Self, who's a DJ on the station, and I ride for all the DJs, I support all the DJs. He said that Cardi B's album was better than Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj at the time got upset and said she was sending some Queens dudes up here to pretty much beat him up. And he was threatening them. And I thought that was whack. I thought that if somebody has an opinion, you can't threaten that man for his opinion. So what I said was, I'm not going to play Nicki's record until they squash that beef. That has nothing to do with the station. I don't pick the records that the station plays. I don't pick the records that you hear every morning. I just said I don't want to because you threaten that man on an opinion.
But I never forget, it was just like a known fact. Like, Nicki don't get no radio play. I remember one time I was driving in the car and I'm clicking through radios and I hear Chung Lee. I have to call my friend and said, not Chung Lee playing on the radio. Somebody getting fired. When she got into it with the whole Love and Hip Hop cast and it started with her and Safari going back and forth. And when I tell you Love and Hip Hop wanted to beef with Nicki so bad. Yeah, I'm pinned that. When she said that thing about crummy VH1 chick, baby, all of them came. I was like, wait, what you trying to say? Like Jessica Dime was saying something. She was going back and forth with Safari and Mariah Lynn. I'm not gonna speak too much on Mariah Lynn because I got a Mariah Lynn video coming, so we just gonna say that for her video. But yeah. Oh, that was a time. Oh my gosh, the rap game. When that little girl said that Nicki Minaj was one of her favorite artists and everybody looked at her like, what? The fact that most of this information is scrubbed from the internet, it took so long to try to find, but this all goes back to the rap game season 4, okay? And we got introduced to 13-year-old Ricky Biddy. Now, Ricky has always said that Nicki Minaj was one of her favorite artists.
Like a lot would be Nicki Minaj just because there's very few female rappers in this industry. I love Nicki Minaj. She is a great performer. Like, she gets into everything. She makes faces. Like, she's such a good performer to me.
Now, she's 13 and they end up going into this like focus group stuff and she's hearing all these adults like talking about Nicki Minaj and saying, oh, if Nicki Minaj is your favorite, I have some questions for you. Like, who is your favorite coming up in this game? So, you know, she switches her answer. She says she looks up to Queen Latifah and Remy Ma, which is no fault to her. She's a child.
Question is for the ladies specifically. You know, if you want to be in this industry, unfortunately, you don't have that many examples you can look up to because I wouldn't say Nicki would be your example. Or you tell me, is she your example? Because I got a question after that if you tell me that's who you're looking up to. I feel like people like Queen Latifah and Remy Ma, just because, okay, this is a male-dominant industry, but we finna come in here and we finna destroy y'all. Like, they got that power to do that.
Now, Ricky, I know I've heard you say Nicki Minaj more times than anything, but today, you said Queen Latifah. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't believe that that's your true answer.
Now, Ricky has spoke on this situation, and like she stated, you know, someone has made a point, she's like, don't attack her, she was bullied. She said people don't understand that she was 13 at the time when the show filmed, and like she's 16. Well, she's not 16 now. This is like a story that had went re-viral back in like 2017. But she was like, you know, I felt pressure to change my answer because it was adults in the room that, you know, was making me thinking that my original statement was wrong. Now, Nicki, she saw this and she called it out. Now, she didn't call out the girl because, you know, like Nicki stated, she's sweet, she's the victim here, she did nothing wrong. That's a whole kid. The grown, bitter women is simply sick. But Nicki pretty much said, like, PSA, this is pretty much what goes on behind the industry. She was like, PSA, all you girls do this and it's sad. Even male artists gotta pretend in interviews now, child. Laughing my ass off. Oh, I can't cuss. If you're this weak-minded, you won't last in the game anyway. This was going on behind the scenes at award shows, radio shows, etc. They gotta say they was influenced by people who was rapping before they was born, child. But anything but those 10 little letters on a big sign, Nicki Minaj. Even some new rap artist girlies admitting that, like, you know, they'll sign to a label because a lot of these different labels, they want to create a new Nicki Minaj. And when I say create a new Nicki Minaj, I gotta remember, Nicki is signed somewhere else. The success of a female rapper, they want that success for their label. It's like if I have a label, I want to reproduce that for me as well. But it's like some of them coming forward saying, like, you know, they want to sign them and like the only way they'll get signed or they'll throw some more money to them if they put a diss track out out against Nicki Minaj. One of those rappers was Lady LaSure. She was a UK rapper, but she turned down a massive record deal because the label wanted her to diss Nicki Minaj. Like, she said it was massive, incredible amount of money, but she said the offer came with a catch. She said the offer was a recording label deal with Atlantic Records, who just kept trying to persuade her to do a diss track to Nicki Minaj. She said, I didn't know Nicki Minaj then, like personally, we never spoke or anything like that. I knew of her come up, I seen her journey and thought she was amazing. I never been the type of person to pull another female down that's doing her their thing just randomly. That to me is just so cringy. So she backed out. When all the rap girlies got together and put that girl on an obituary, even as recent as this latest Grammy situation. When they announced Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj was the winner for Barbie World for Best Collaboration, right? Only to backtrack and be like, oops, my bad, y'all. And fans were mad, which I feel like, rightfully so. Killer Mike got it, and shout out to the Killer Mike fans. But yeah, people were calling him out only to minimize their press and have Jay-Z go up there and say the same thing about Beyonce not getting the Album of the Year Grammy, where Beyonce is not lacking for no Grammy. And y'all just switch the tune and be like, Jay-Z bossed up and like ate that up. And as a marketing major, I'm like, oh, they're good, because people just ate it up. But it's like, if Nicki says something, she'll be the bully. I don't know, y'all. And I don't bring those examples up for no reason. It just goes to show like those are like the bad after effects of being blackballed. The media does not mess with Nicki Minaj. They do not like her. But that's why she took the task of being the bad guy, because in this story, it's no competition without a villain. Like I stated, Nicki Minaj is not supposed to be here 15 years later selling out arenas. Nicki's not supposed to still be here getting those first week sales. Nicki is not supposed to be getting the MTV icon of, oh, MTV wanted her out of here. Ooh, my bad. That Miley was good. Oh, girl, you was supposed to be blacklisted from MTV. But it's like your craft is so good. Your cadence is just so good and the barbs are so crazy. It gets to a point you let your work be so great, it's hard for people to ignore you. It's easier to just work with you than against you. The saying, keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. The industry does not like Nicki Minaj, but they can't get rid of her. So everything you see now is just the after effect of just having a good fan base. Oh, BET. That's what I forgot to talk about, BET. That's the whole reason why I made this video. Nicki was nominated at the 2020, I'm sorry if this video is all over the place, but Nicki was nominated for the 2024 BET Award for Best Female Rapper. But it's like Nicki being nominated at the BET Award, it's kind of like Beyonce being nominated at the BET Award. We know they're not gonna get it. Like, they just saving face, they just putting them up there, but it's like they not gonna give it to Beyonce, because it's kind of beneath Beyonce at this point, and they not gonna give it to Nicki, because BET do not mess with Nicki Minaj like that. And vice versa, because I'll never forget when BET did that tweet. What they say, Cardi B is nominated and Nicki shaking in her boots? I think it was an intern. BET did fire them. It's like, why would you do that? Anyways, BET had a full studded lineup of female rap nominees that was nominated this year. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is the most stacked it's been in a minute. And it's the girls' girl. I call this the girls' girl era. So me, in a general consensus, is like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna give it to Meg. If not Meg, they're gonna give it to the Sexy Red. Them are the top two. I'm pretty sure they're gonna give it to one of them. But alternates, Lotto there, Glorilla there. So BET happened. They didn't announce it during the show. But it's like, okay, cool. Sometimes they don't get to that point no more. But I didn't think nothing other, because I'm like, Nicki can get it. My friend, they call me. They know I'm a Nicki fan, so they like to kiki, banter, fake argue. So they like, you see your girl won. I'm like, who? They're like, Nicki Minaj. I'm like, what she win? They're like, yeah, she won the BET. Well, I see, there you go playing. You always doing something. Now, if I want to say something, they're like, no, for real. And they sent it to me. I said, I know you talk about gag. Like, everybody was just like, I was like, what? Nah, you air it. Go air it. Why y'all ain't air that? But I was like, oh, y'all are very calculated, because I don't know. But that is the reason how Nicki Minaj kind of got blackballed from the industry and has not gotten a Grammy. Even though multiple people called out the Grammy, such as Ariana Grande and Drake, and they're still invited back and get a Grammy. They were pissed with Nicki. But it's not the craziest thing you probably heard. A lot of artists don't have Grammys, surprisingly. Miley Cyrus just got her Grammy this year, but if I were to tell you in 2023, Miley Cyrus don't have a Grammy, does that erase her Hannah Montana era? Absolutely not. Katy Perry doesn't have a Grammy. Does that erase Fireworks? Teenage Dream? The one that got away? No. So many other people like Diana Ross, Tupac, Sia, they don't have Grammys. Although it would be nice and Nicki still gets nominations, it's not the staple, because you got some artists who don't have Grammy, but there's still a high demand. They're still selling out shows. They're still, it's a high appeal for them. And you got some people who got Grammys and they have already hit their peak. They're unforgettable. They can't sell out. That's no shade to nobody, but it's like, it's not the staple to your career. You know what I'm saying? But that is all that I have. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, you found out something new. Put that all in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!